Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to show you how you can use this Excel to find out your Amazon FBA business, how it is doing on a weekly basis, how much revenue you are getting, how much expenses you are having, and what is your net profit or loss for each week. And this is an excellent way to see how your business is doing. Here, not only you get all the details from Amazon unified reports, but also you can take consideration of your COGS, that means cost of your goods sold. So whatever inventory you are purchasing and shipping, you can include in the COGS. So all these details you can see in this particular Excel sheet, and the best part of it is you do not have to do any manual entries. You can just take the report out of your system and just dump it into a folder, and this Excel is going to take everything and refresh it. All you need to do is to go to data and refresh all. It will refresh from the latest report that you have dumped, and it can keep on adding itself. So you can see from the date you started your business to the final date where you want to see. And here I have put together multiple different ways to filter your data. That means you can see based on the week, and if you want to, you can select a certain date range, and that date range is going to give you a view of how much you have purchased, how much you have sold, and how much is your actual revenue. So if I am selecting a certain number of dates in the month of November to March in 2020, and I'm looking for just Amazon Canada, and again this is just for Canada and US right now, so I can see all the sales and all my net profit and loss based on that particular month for Amazon Canada. I can do the same for Amazon.com, and again I'm not running this store anymore, but this is something I used to have in the months prior to that. And you can select any date range you want to see, and you can see the total profit and loss and how much is your deposit into your bank, and you can switch between the different marketplaces as you deem necessary. So this is one of the simplest tool, and I will put more details on this particular Excel sheet so that you can use it for your business also. And it's just one time. You don't have to spend a lot of time in dealing with, and it's very handy when you're going to do your taxes. So suppose for 2022 or 2021, if you are going to do your taxes, you can just select that range and it can give you all the details. The steps that you need to follow to get to this report is similar to the previous report that I have built. So in this case, you just need to download your unified transaction report from Amazon Seller Central, and you can see my previous video to see how you can download that. It's very simple. And then once you have downloaded that, you create a space, a separate folder in your PC. I'm sure it will not work on Mac because Mac does not support these backend queries that I've written in PC. So if you are a Mac user, please do not buy this software. And then next is get to the location wherever you have copied, put all your unified transaction reports into that folder for both US and Canada. And I would say keep them separate in terms of looking into the dashboard because the currency is not the same. So once you have put the files into that unified transaction folder, you can put both US and Canada as well in the same folder. But there are a few data cleanup that you need to do here. I have mentioned over here where the date for Canada, you need to make some changes in the September month, and there is one column where we need to add the name of the marketplace, which is amazon.ca. It is not consistently added. So these two changes you need to do, and it should not take more than a few minutes to do that, and I have explained that in the previous video also, and I can share with the link that you can use to see how you can make that. It's a very simple change. But once you have done that and put the folders, come back to this folder, come back to this worksheet that says profit loss, and here just go and refresh the data. So if I go back and make a selection on a certain number of months from this slicer, it will change the time frame, and you can see that the dates are in a weekly buckets, so everything is bucketed on that particular week. You can see the number of sales for that particular bucket. I have not added the quantity, but I can add the quantity as well, just for the sake of seeing how much you have sold in that particular week. And then everything is calculated based on whatever was reported in your transaction report, based on the sales or the refund, and if there is any service fee, which is the subscription fee for $39.99 in the US, where you pay $39.99 to get access as a pro seller. And then you have the cost of goods sold defined, whatever you have defined for that SKU. It will take a sum and multiply with the number of units that you have sold for that particular SKU, so that you can get the total cost of goods sold. And then finally you have other charges which Amazon charges you based on if you are doing an FBA or non-FBA. So all these things are added, and you can get to the level of weekly profit or loss based on your total revenue and your total expenses. And if you want to see a total, you can see the subtotal. So here in this case, my Amazon.com business lost me $62. But if I look for Canada for the same time frame, I can see that I've got a profit of about $240, which is 241, close to that. And this much was deposited in the bank. And again, since I'm looking for Canada, it will be in Canadian dollar, not US dollar. It's a very quick and easy way to see where your business is going, how your business is doing, and you don't have to do a lot of data massaging, because everything will be done in the back end. And whenever you add a new file, just in the same location where you have mentioned here, you can see in this picture I have got the unified transaction report for both US and Canada from January 2016 to 2020. And I have actually removed the file from 2021, and then once that is removed, I have given this link to the parameters page. So once I have removed this, it will take away, if I refresh this data, it will take away the data from 2021. And once I put that file back, then it will bring that data back. So it's as easy as that. So you can see it's still retrieving data. It will take a couple of seconds before you see the refresh of the data. So just give a few minutes, it will refresh and show the latest data for 2020 only, because 2021 file I have removed. Now you can see that there is no data for 2021, and even the filter is not showing till 2021. So let me show you how it looks once I put the file back. Now here you can see that the file 2021 is added. Now once this 2021 file is added, let's go back and refresh this page. So once I refresh this, you will be able to see that 2021 filter comes up, and it will automatically get all the data from that file and show up in the format that you are seeing over here. It took like 30 seconds to get the data back from the file, and you can see that it's still reading the data from the backend. Now it has completely fetched the data, so now you can see that now 2021 is available, and you can select the number of months to see the data for that particular month. So by using this particular report, you have at least all the reporting that you need from your sales and your expenses perspective in one place, and you can always filter it back into weeks, or if you want to see the grand total based on the selection that you have made, that is for month. So you can also see how much you have made in that particular month, how much you have lost based on different marketplaces. And the last thing that you need to ensure that you have the product master defined here. So there is a sheet where you can go back and define your SKU. So make sure you have the same SKU name that you have in your Amazon, and you can also put your parent product name and the child product name depending on how you want to define the parent and the child products. And here you can mention the cost of goods sold for each product and also the cost for shipping per unit. Ideally, it will be better if you just include everything into the cost of goods sold per item, because this is the number I'm using to calculate the COGS. Again, you can put this number just for your record purpose, but I believe it will be better if you add the material cost as well as cost of shipping into the COGS over here. Then this cost will be considered in this calculation where you have the cost of goods sold based on the total number of unit for that SKU that you are selling. So that way you will get to know your exact profitability for that product sales. So this is very important to make sure that before you start using this product, you just mention all your product names and delete the rows which you don't want, which you don't need, and go back, put your files into the folder which I've mentioned in the parameters, and just hit refresh all. It should ideally bring each and everything in the format that you're seeing over here, given that it's for just Amazon.com and Amazon.ca. Alright, so that should be it. I will post this product onto Etsy, and if you have any questions or if you want to add any other feature on top of what I have here, feel free to reach out or put a comment in this video. I'll try to add those features and make it available. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day.